Welcome to Sunday Morning Live. Good morning, I'm Sian Williams with a show that gets the heart and soul of the week's big stories on today's programme. Good causes, but bad practices. We're a charitable nation, but are you giving less after recent stories of aggressive methods targeting the vulnerable? And will tough new guidelines planned for charities win back your trust? From fame to infamy, the radio presenter Paul Gambaccini is the latest celebrity to speak out about being wrongly accused of sexual assault.
We need
Is he right? Should the accused get the same anonymity as their accuser? And the magic of mindfulness. Many say it makes you feel better, but why is a Buddhist-inspired meditation technique used in some of our schools, workplaces and hospitals? And from MI5 spook to Martin Luther King, the actor David Oyelowo talks about his latest film and hearing the voice of God. And as ever, Tommy Sandu is here to share your thoughts at home with us this morning. Hello, Tommy.
Good morning,
I hope you do. Thanks, Tommy. Let's meet our guest this week. Dame Esther Ranson is a television presenter and campaigner who founded Childline and the Silver Line charities. This morning. Are we feeling less charitable about giving? There have been a series of stories about aggressive tactics used by some charities to raise money. Earlier this month, it ended up in the hands of scammers who then swindled him out of £35,000. Samuel's son Christopher says charities crossed a line and they should do more farming and less hunting. This week, a government-commissioned review suggests banning cold calling or mail shots if charities are found to harass or abuse their donors. And a BBC poll suggests more than half of those who regularly give feel pressure to donate more. Do the ends justify the means, or are the tactics of charities threatening our goodwill? Our question this morning: have charities lost our trust? Esther, you work with many charities. It's sad listening when you look at it. You know, the cold calling, the relentless targeting of elderly people for money.
How are they going to pay for it? And I think that the answer... Well, if you take the chuggers... heard in that really sad case. But what's happening is poor methods.
Well, that's like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good and bad.
It raises £68 billion a year. That's how much we give to charity.
Well... In many regards, does it create this...
Fewer of them.
Much fewer.
Yeah, I just...
So some charities, hang on a sec, David, some charities should come together for the benefit of beneficiaries. Let's go back to our original point, which are these tactics being used by charities, the cold 130 times. The man has dementia. You know, why is that sort of practice still happening?
Well, I think those sorts of some context we need to put here. Not every charity will share donor details so that they can
print and you can opt out. That's fair enough if you have.
Last year, unintentionally. So
what do you think about what you're hearing, the tactics that charities are using, and whether there needs to be some sort of change?
Also give my services. I deal with, they're all charities that are not paid.
Talking about need, isn't it?
And
as well.
having want to give back and protect other people.
Yes, little charities are fine.
Hang on a second.
Yes, little charities are fine, Esther, in the sense that you've said.
How's that a fake
Because
charity?
it poses as a... Sean, the majority of its income, or at least half of its income...
Let the door open to anyone who has a grudge from years and years and years ago. What have they got to lose? They can remain anonymous.
Do you think it would be better if those who are accused remain nameless?
A lot of people have asked me that, if they should remain nameless, and I think that should be decided by men in wigs and gowns rather than an old fat comic from Charlton. Just because I have been arrested and been on bail, and it's not very nice, I don't know the answer to it, really.
The recent interviews of Paul Gambaccini on the Today programme, Jimmy Tarbuck on Loose Women and Jim Davidson speaking to me last year. What are your thoughts? You can email, text, call or use social media to get in touch with us. Joining our panel this morning, author and television, and also led the prosecution of Coronation Street actor William Roach, who was cleared. Welcome to you, sir, and welcome, Christine, as well. In fact, I'll start with Christine. Can you relate to what you just heard? Your investigation lasted less than a year, but...
It is completely and utterly devastating.
So should the accused be anonymous?
He's only choked until the person is charged.
Default position should be anonymity, Esther, do you? Just if the police are collecting further evidence, then surely they need people to come forward with that further evidence, and they will only do that if they know who it is who's being accused. Let's face size, or they're or people are coming forward for the wrong reasons.
The police actually said to the public, if you come forward, you will be believed.
All right.
I know.
I'd like to cross to
dangerous.
Nazir, who's been on both sides of the issue. He joins that were not. Do you think they should all have remained anonymous until charged, Nazir?
Good morning, Sian, and good morning, colleagues.
That was the point that Christine was making. So do you think keeping them anonymous would be helpful?
Well, let me sympathise with Christine. The person who lied about her went to jail. About the anonymity of victims or neighbours tell the press, people put it on Twitter.
Yes, and look what happened to Cliff Richard. I mean, that is absolutely outrageous.
All right, Tommy, what are you hearing from people at home?
On Facebook, greeted your